Hello and welcome, dear students, to this lecture. In this lecture, inshallah, we are going to talk about recursion. We're going to know in this lecture what is recursion concept, and we will study some examples. So let's start our lecture. What is recursion? Recursion is a repeated sequential use of a particular type of linguistic element or grammatical structure. Recursion has also been described as the ability to place one component inside another component of the same kind. Recursion as a concept. Recursive, repeatable any number of times. A recursive have the capacity to be applied more than once in generating a structure. For example, we can have one prepositional phrase describing location on the table in the sentence, the bag was on the table. So here we think of it as one of the types of recursion. A linguistic element or grammatical structure that can be used repeatedly in a sequence is said to be recursive. We can also repeat this type of phrase using different words. For example, near the window, for as long as the sentence still makes sense. In the bedroom. So we can say, for example, the bag was on the table near the window in the bedroom. So in order to generate a sentence such as the bag was on the table near the window in the bedroom, the bag was on the table near the window in the bedroom, we must be able to repeat the rule that creates a prepositional phrase over and over again. We must also be able to put sentences inside other sentences. For example, when we produce a sentence, such as Amira knew that Sarah helped Khalid, we do so with the sentence Sarah helped Khalid inside it. So as you see here, we have some form of recursion here. Okay. Amira knew that Sarah helped Khalid. And those two sentences can be generated inside another sentence, such as Umar believed that Amira knew that Sarah helped Khalid. So here we have some sentence or even clause inside some other one, and both of them are inside some other one. So here we can think of such type of sentence which started with Umar, and here we can say Umar is a subject and believed is the main verb, and that clause here tell us about what? The answer of what? So we think of the object. Umar believed what? Umar believed what? We can say believed that Amira knew that Sarah helped Khalid. And we can say also Amira is another subject, and you is another main verb. And when you say Amira knew what, so he will find the answer in the form of object, that Sarah helped Khalid. And we can say also Sarah is a subject and helped is another main verb, and Khalid is the object. So helped who? Helped Khalid. Okay. So there is no end to the recursion that would produce over longer versions of complex sentences with this structure. So we'll find subject plus verb plus object inside some other subject plus verb plus object, and such type of sentences or new sentences will make the object of the other ones. In grammar, the sentence can have another sentence inside it, or that a phrase can be repeated as often as required. Finally, we should note that recursion of this type is not only a feature of grammar, but can also be an essential part of a theory of cosmic structure. Okay, let's make some review to our topic recursion. Again, recursion is the repeated sequential use of a particular type of grammatical structure. When I say repeated sequential use, that means it's repeated use, okay, that comes in sequence, okay, of what? Of particular type of grammatical structure, which can be prepositional phrase plus some other prepositional phrase, or two prepositional phrases come in sequence, okay, and they can be repeated, okay, and also sometimes you'll find some noun phrase plus some other noun phrase and some other structures, okay. So here we have repeated sequential use. Also, recursion is the ability to place one component inside another component of the same kind. That means sometimes inside some clause we'll find some other clause which play the role of a subject or even object. And sometimes we'll find inside a sentence some other sentences, okay, let's say clauses, okay, which play such type of functions as subject or object, as we said, okay. So let's think of some examples that cover this point. The first example is that the bag was on the table near the window in the bedroom. So here we have three places. The first one on the table, the second one near the window, and the third one in the bedroom. So if we include this part or this phrase, he will find what? Prepositional phrase, which include preposition plus noun phrase. On the table, it's prepositional phrase. The second one, which written or even which enclosed in green square brackets, okay, is near the window. Also near here is a preposition, and the window is the noun phrase. So it is what? The phrase here, the whole phrase here is prepositional phrase. So we have two prepositional phrases, and the third one is enclosed in what? In blue square brackets in the bedroom, in the bedroom. So in is also preposition, and the bedroom is a noun phrase. Okay, so we have three prepositional phrases. This is the first one, this is the second one, and the third one is in the bedroom. okay, as you see. So what about the functions of these three prepositional phrases in the sentence? Here we can say this is the subject. The bag is the noun phrase which play the role of subject in the sentence, and was is a linking verb. And after this linking verb, we'll find what? Prepositional phrases which work as what? As adverbials. So we have three prepositional phrases which function as what? Adverbials to the sentence. So the first adverbial is on the table, the second adverbial is near the window, and the third one is in the bedroom. Okay, so yeah, as you see, we have three noun phrases, three grammatical structures that are used repeatedly in sequence, okay, in this sentence. We have prepositional phrase plus some prepositional phrase plus third prepositional phrase. The second example is that Omar believed that Amira knew that Sarah helped Khalid. So we have here some components, okay? Here we can say Omar is the subject and believed is the verb or the main verb of this sentence, and this part that enclosed in black brackets enclose what? The object of the sentence, okay? So that Amira knew that Sarah helped Khalid is working as the object of the sentence, okay? And inside also this object, okay, or even this, that clause that Amira knew, okay, knew what? Knew that Sarah helped Khalid make some or include some other clause. So here, that Sarah helped Khalid is work as an object to what? To this clause, okay? So the object here include that clause, and that clause here also include some object as what? As that clause. So here we can say in this sentence we have subject, verb plus object, and the object of the clause or the main clause include what? That clause, okay, which can be omitted, okay, as we will study later, okay. So that clause here working as what? As noun clause. It's one of the types of the noun clause that can work or can function as object to the sentence, okay. And here we have the subject, Amira, as we said, and the verb knew, and also we have some other noun clause, which is that clause, which work or function inside this clause as what? As an object, okay. So we have a clause, okay, that play a role of what? Of noun phrase. So inside the object here, we found what? A clause. So we have some clause inside some other clause, or even some clause inside a subordinate clause here, we can say. And it proved that we can find such type of forms of recursion, okay, in forms of what? Of sentence inside some other sentence, okay, or some sentences inside some other sentence. So here this point, okay, applied the fact, okay, of that the recursion can be found in forms of what? In form of repeated yes, forms in sequence, okay, or even repeated grammatical structures, okay, that used in sequence, okay, or even sequential, yes, or repeated sequential, yes, use for what? For grammatical structures, or even some sentences or part of sentences or some categories, okay, that use in some other level. We can think here of what? Some high levels, which can be a sentence, okay, which used in what? In a phrase, for example, or something like that. So here, that explain our point, okay, of recursion. Thank you for joining this short lecture, and see you in some other new one. Goodbye.